What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Casual Big Ten podcast. Today is Friday, September would be 8th when this comes out, 2023. I'm back with Bet B1G, Brad, and BigTenWilson. Guys, how did you enjoy your trip to Nashville this weekend to see me? We'll start with Brad.
It was amazing. Amazing. Great time. Lots of laughs, lots of food, lots of drinks, lots of fun.
What was your favorite part?
Well, my favorite part?
Yeah.
I don't know. DJ Pee-wee was pretty dope.
I actually
Mr.
didn't
Pee-wee
enjoy that
himself.
part. I think I'm getting too old to be around that many people at once.
That's what I also realized real quick. Real quick.
Big Willie style. How was your trip down here?
It was great, man. Still recovering a little bit. Drank a little too much, but good food, as Brad said. Probably say my favorite part was just hanging out by the pool and watching some TV outside. It was a good time.
We hung out by the pool quite a bit. In fact, that's where we as a team came up with the power rankings that I think that might have been one of my favorite parts was getting your guys' input on all the people I was responding to on Twitter. Did you guys enjoy that, or did it get a little annoying after a while?
Both can be true, I think.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We have a jam-packed show today. We have 9 games that we're going to cover. Lots of things going on in the Big Ten. Lots of football games. There's really not lots of things. There's just a lot of football games happening this weekend. And what they've done for this weekend is they've created these odds where there's going to be a team that is favored by a certain amount of points. And then there's going to be another number where they're going to combine the points for both teams. It's called the over-under. And we're going to decide if the people that have created these odds were correct or wrong about those odds on today's show. But before we do that, I actually put out a tweet today with all of those odds into one photo. I put it all in one photo and put it out on Twitter. And I said, hey, folks, would you like to comment on this? And if you do, we will respond to you live as we're recording on the show. And that's where we're going to start today. I think we started with Brad last week. So, Wilson, our first response was from Jackson. He said, can you bring back the retro train for the Purdue logo? What are your thoughts about that?
I don't have any thoughts on that. Purdue's logo is probably terrible. I don't know what logo they're talking about.
He's talking about the one where it looks like it's like coming down the train tracks, like straight at you, I think. I think they have another one where it's kind of slanted too.
I mean, will that help them not give up 40-plus points at home against some BS team? I mean,
Oh, my.
supposedly they hired some defensive-minded coach, and that was their debut. So, hey, whatever works. Pull out all the trucks, whatever can help. I guess I'll take it.
I was a little nicer on Twitter. I said, sure, I'll do that for next week. That's what I responded.
Well, I'm still sensitive about – some people are pretty mean to you about those power rankings. So, I'm a little hostile towards some people now.
He was nice, though. He was nice about – I think he even said something about the power rankings. I'm not sure. So, shout out to Jackson. Looks like it says Jackson Gustus for the response. Thank you. Next one. This one's for Brad. Brad, we had Spartans Sports Enjoyer. He said, why some games got no line?
I have that same question, except I typically put it in a full sentence. I don't know. I guess it's because the teams that they're playing are so bad, including Michigan State, who's playing Richmond, who's not an FCS team or FBS team. I don't know. Whatever the thing is.
It's FCS if they're lower, and then FBS if they're the bigger boys.
All right, so they're not an FBS team. So I'm assuming that's why. And the same with like Ohio State didn't have a line.
Yep. Indiana versus Indiana State, and then Penn State versus Delaware. Those 4 games did not have lines on them, which was interesting because if you guys remember last week, Maryland didn't have a line because they were playing Towson. And I looked after the game, there was a line. So I think they do still put one out, but it's like I actually saw somebody on Twitter say they either put it out like late Friday night or early Saturday morning. So I think they still do put a line out, but it's just later into the week.
Okay.
So keep your
There
eyes
we go.
peeled for that, I guess. Spartan Sports Enjoyer, thanks for the reply. Back to Wilson here. We had Birds of Prey. He or she said, I like Iowa minus 3.5 and maybe Wisconsin minus 6.5. Maybe. Wilson?
I feel a little more confident about their Iowa pick. From what I heard, Iowa State is a little booty cheeks. But I don't know much about Wazoo, to be honest with you. Wisconsin came out a little slow last week, but they turned it on a little bit. I'd probably lean to take both of those, but the second one's a little tough.
Well, this might change your mind, but we're back to Brad now. MSU Lantern said, Wisconsin minus 6.5 at Wazoo blows my mind. Cam Ward is about to light them up. Give me the Cougars to cover and on the money line. Easy money, baby.
Wow.
That's exactly. By the way, Wilson, that's exactly what I said. I said I'm convinced, and that's what changed. I didn't even know what to pick for that, and I was like, I'm picking Washington State for sure.
I might change my mind now. Yeah. Shout out to what was it?
MSU Lantern.
MSU Lantern.
Yeah.
State fans coming through. I like it. I might have to switch my decision too.
Yeah, I couldn't have read a more confident reply from MSU Lantern right there. I was like, this guy knows something I don't.
Easy money, baby.
Back to Wilson. We had quite a few replies, by the way. We got Isaiah Walker. I think he was featured on last week's episode as well, but he said, my entire 401k on the El Asico under. Also, I like KU, Illinois under, and the Washington State plus 6.5 here. So another Washington State bet. I'm not sure what the El Asico under is. I'm assuming he's talking about Iowa and Iowa State, right, Wilson?
I was going to ask you if you knew what that meant, but we'll go with that. I like the under on that. I would not recommend betting your 401k on it, but it sounds good to me.
El Asico meaning football. Let's see. El Asico, two passionate rivals in an annual contest. Oh, it says it right here. Iowa State rivalry. I don't know why it's called that, and I don't really feel like taking much more time trying to figure it out, but I will, Isaiah, I will look this up later, and I'll have a better grasp of what that means later on. Brad, we're back to you. Ginger with sausage fingers says, give me EF. Kidding. I almost got through that with a straight face. He said, give me EMU and the points. You with the Ginger with sausage fingers?
I'm rolling with Ginger and the fingers of sausage.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at now? Wilson, there must be some kind of way out of here, says UTEP money line, Colorado money line, Purdue +3.
Ooh.
I know you don't like that last pick, but what about the other ones, UTEP and Colorado?
Honestly, I don't hate them all. I do think Purdue will cover this week. To be honest, they got a good offense. I got to give them that. But I do think Colorado money line as well as the UTEP money line against Northwestern. Man, were they bad? I think those are pretty solid picks.
Yeah, Northwestern was ass last week. All right, Brad, back to you. This is from BTFU times GBR. And then we have a train emoji, corn emoji. Now, I know GBR is Go Big Red, so that's a Nebraska fan. And then the BTFU with the train emoji is a Purdue fan, but I'm not sure what BTFU stands for. Do you? Before we even read his comment, do you know what that means?
Nope, don't want to try either.
I do.
Don't even want to try.
Boiler the fuck up.
Oh, that's what it means?
That's probably what it means.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that now then. All right, he said, he or she, I think it's a he based on the picture, but Nebraska and Purdue money line.
So no favoritism whatsoever there.
I guess not.
It could happen. I don't think it's far-fetched. I wouldn't do it personally, but if you look at my record, which I assume we're going to talk about, obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. So go for it.
True.
Best of luck to you. Good luck on your ace.
True. All right. Back to Wilson. I think we have 2 more comments here, maybe 3. CJ Smith said Youngstown State Penguins by 1,000,000. 1,000,000 points. Is that possible?
Are they playing Ohio State?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's possible. Sorry.
Also, there's no spread for that right now, and you can't bet it at the moment. So, CJ, you're going to have a tough time finding a line for that, unless it comes out right before the game. But I like his confidence, though. Obviously, a OSU hater here. And then we have a real cool guy. This is for Brad. Iowa State under 36.5. He posted the GIF from the famous documentary, the Hitchhiker one, where he killed somebody, and he's going smash, smash, smash on the Iowa State under. Smash that. Smash it.
Yep.
You
Smash
get it?
the heck out of it. Let it ride, baby.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
What do you think? Are you with him?
I'm with him, yeah.
Okay.
Smashing away.
All right, last one, actually, Wilson. This one's for you as a quote tweet, so I forgot about this one. This is from Sincere Harris Season. He said, +3 now, eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji, eyeball emoji, and then tagged Howard Season. I think he's talking about Illinois because it's Sincere Harris Season, and he's excited that it's +3 now. I don't think that line has changed much, but +3 against Kansas. What do you think about Sincere Harris Season?
You know how I feel about my boys, the Line 9, my guy Bert. I'm riding with them. I still think they're the dark horse in the West, man.
They're real dark.
Yeah, so dark I don't think I can see it right now. But
Pull out the shadows.
I do appreciate all the replies. Thank you to everybody on Twitter. It's always a fun way to start the pod, to just get other people's thoughts out there into the ether and discuss that. Before we get into our picks, as Brad mentioned, we do need to discuss our standings at the moment. I don't have it pulled up, but I still remember it because it was just 1 week. Brad and Wilson are tied in second place, I believe, at 7-13. So nobody's losing. Nobody's losing yet. That's a good thing. And then I went ahead and took the crown for the week. Oh, I had an idea. I was going to put a little crown on the screen for whoever won the week prior. Dang it. Next week, whoever wins week 2 is getting a crown, which sucks because this might be the only week that I won. But anyways, I was at 9-11. 9-11. Not too soon. And that's where we're at right now. So I'm in first place. I'm up by 2 games. We also discussed this weekend, just before we get started, maybe some sort of prize or penalty for the winner or loser. Have you guys thought any deeper about that, or what we should do for the winner at the end of the year? I was thinking maybe a belt. Does that sound fun?
Yeah, custom belt, championship style.
Are you willing to help me financially with the belt?
This is your show, sure. Your show, sure. Maybe.
Wilson, are you good with a belt?
What are we talking here?
Like whoever has the best record at the end of the year gets the belt for the rest of the off.
No, I know that, idiot. I'm talking about how much do you think it would be?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. I haven't done any research on that.
We'd have to consider how to do a tiebreaker, but that's for a future discussion.
That's true. That's definitely not going to happen. I'm for sure going to win this all by myself. Right?
Maybe.
No.
All right, let's get into these games. As we already said, there's 4 games that we're not going to be discussing today because they do not have lines on them. That was Indiana versus Indiana State. I believe that's on Friday night. Penn State versus Delaware, no line on that. Michigan State versus Richmond, and then Ohio State versus the Penguins from Youngstown State. So the first game on the schedule this week that we actually have a line on is the Illini, and they're playing Kansas. That's on Friday, right? Yes, it is for sure. The spread is Kansas -3. The over-under is at 56.5. Since I won week 1, I will start this week's show with my thoughts because they're obviously the most important. I am taking Kansas. I am taking them for one reason and one reason only. It's because the Illinois fans were so goddamn annoying this weekend that I think I think I want them to lose because they were talking so recklessly about Toledo and how good Toledo was. And I understand they're the MAC champions. Oh my God, everybody. They're such a good MAC team. And probably should have lost that game. So I'll be honest, I want to see them lose this week and kind of keep some receipts from last weekend with my power rankings. It's at Kansas. Kansas is decent. I don't know. I researched them a little bit. I talked about it on the Kickstart episode. If you guys want to hear that, it's already out on YouTube and everywhere else. And then I'm also going to take the under. I think 56 points is a lot for an Illinois defense that was supposed to be really good and a Illinois offense that I don't think is going to score that well on the road. So I'm going to take the under on that. Let's go to Wilson. What are you thinking about your Fighting Illini?
I'm taking Illinois in the points. I just think they'll be able to cover. I don't know much about Kansas, but still got faith in Burt. I'm also taking the over on the points. I don't feel great about it. I'm not going to lie. Kind of a coin flip here. But, I think the over-under for the Toledo game was in the 50s. So I don't see why not in this one.
Little Friday night fireworks, maybe?
Yeah,
Why not? Brad, what are you thinking on this game?
I'm still not convinced that Kansas even has a football team. So I'm going to go ahead and take Illinois, and they're getting points. It's on the road, which scares me a little bit, especially the way Illini came out and played, but I think the defense settles in. I'm going to take Illinois, and I'm going to go under, ride with you on that.
Yeah. If Hunter Dickinson was on the football team and they were playing Illinois, I would have to go with Illinois this weekend, but he's not. He's only playing basketball. So I'm a little bit more comfortable riding with Kansas on this one. The next game that we have, this will be on Saturday. The rest of these games are on Saturday, a little bit more normal weekend for college football. This has to be the game that everybody's talking about. It's Colorado. It's Nebraska. Nebraska's going on the road once again. This is a tough start for them. They got to go to Minnesota, come back, and go face the hottest team in football. The hottest. What a fun game that was to watch together this weekend, that TCU-Colorado game. That was a blast. Colorado is favored by 2.5. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that I was reading in my replies on Twitter when I first I actually posted this line because I was pretty surprised that it was this low. And somebody told me that it opened at like 7.5 for Nebraska. And then all the money was coming in on Colorado. It's moved all the way to 2.5. Take that for what it's worth. I'm not positive that's true, but somebody on Twitter said it, so it has to be true. At any rate, right now we're at Colorado minus 2.5. The over-under is at 59. Healthy 59. Let's start with Brad on this one. What are you thinking about the hottest team in football, the Buffaloes?
Yeah, this one is tough because Nebraska obviously didn't have an amazing showing week 1. Colorado looked like they could be something special. They could come back down to earth game 2. Still don't know a lot about these teams, but with it being at Colorado and based on how they played week 1, both teams, I'm going to go ahead and take Colorado to cover. I think 59.5 is too much, though. I like Nebraska's defense. I think they're a little bit stauncher than TCU this year, so I'm going to go under on the 59.5. That's a lot.
Yeah, I like that. Wilson, what are you thinking?
Really wish I could ride with my Corn Hub bros this week, but Colorado they look special on offense, and that Travis Hunter guy, Heisman alert already. Let's see. But I'm going to go with Colorado to cover the 2.5. I'm also going with the over. I think Nebraska is going to be able to run on them pretty easily. Colorado's D-line didn't impress me. Their secondary was all right, but I think their D-line is porous, and so this will be in the 60s.
Wow. That would be a fun game to watch. I'll be really surprised if it's that high because I'm going to go ahead and take the under on this one. Also have an opportunity to gain a game on both of you because I am riding with the Pornhub. Or did I say Pornhub?
You did. Yeah.
It's on my mind right now. The Corn Hub. Sorry. That shirt that I made, by the way, it got taken down. Somebody from like there's somebody that works at Pornhub whose job it is to figure out if there's any trademark infringement on Etsy. So that shirt got taken down that I made. But at any rate, I'm riding with the Corn Hub, and I'm going to take Nebraska. I think Nebraska is going to win this game. I'm going to go ahead and say that even. I think Colorado is exactly what Brad said. I think they're coming back down to earth. I'm not too old to remember or too young to forget that Colorado was talked about as being really bad this year, and then they showed up and all of a sudden they're supposed to be like the best team in college football. I think TCU was worse than what we thought they were, and Nebraska's defense is going to shut down the offense a little bit. I'm not saying they're going to hold them under like 15 points or anything like that, but I think they can shut them down a little bit. And then as long as Jeff Sims doesn't throw the ball too much, I think Nebraska can probably score. But if if they get him in tough situations, he cannot stop throwing it to the other team, and that has to stop for Nebraska. So once again, I'm taking Nebraska. I'll take the 2.5, and then I'm going to take the under as well. I think 59.5 is lots of points. Our next game, we have the Boilermakers heading down to Virginia Tech. They are on the road this weekend, and they are getting 3.5 points against the Hokies. The over-under is set at 49.5. Wilson, do you see the Hokies winning this game and covering? And what do you think about that? I mean, kind of high over-under, but we all saw what happened in the other Purdue game last week. What do you think is going to happen this weekend?
I have Virginia Tech winning, but not covering the 3.5.
Ooh.
So I'm taking Purdue plus 3.5 and the over 49.5. I don't think Purdue can stop the cold right now, and I don't know much about Virginia Tech, but I was not impressed with Purdue's showing against Fresno State, who apparently returned basically 2 people from last year's team.
Okay, Brad. I didn't know that, by the way. Did you know that, Brad?
Is that cap or no?
I have to look it up, I guess.
I will not. I'm going to take – look, I'm taking Virginia Tech. I think that they're a better football team than Fresno, and we saw what happened. Now, I'm not off the Purdue train, but I just can't trust them right now. I can't trust them, and so I'm gonna go Virginia Tech at home. I am going to take the over because I do think Purdue is going to be able to score, but I think Virginia Tech is going to score at least 4 more points than them. And there we are.
I am off the Purdue train, and I'm not buying another ticket until they win a game. So I'm taking Virginia Tech and the over. Way too many points in that last week's game. And then Virginia Tech at home, I feel like they're going to be fine. They did pretty well in their first game, so I think they'll be all right. Next game, let's move right along. We're going down to Iowa. We got the Cyclones versus the Hawkeyes. Iowa is favored by 3.5. Iowa State has not won this game at home in the last 12 years. The over-under is way too high. It's 36.5. And I'll start with this one. Actually, I don't know if I want to, but because I'm taking Iowa right here. I think Iowa's going to win the game. I think they're going to win by plenty. I think they could win by 10 even. The problem is I took the over in this, and I kind of wanted to hear what you guys were going to say first because I might change my mind. 37 points, that's it? That's so low, but it's also Iowa, and last week I said I was never going to bet an Iowa over, and here I am taking the over. I'm switching it. I'm convincing myself right now I'm taking the under in the Iowa State game. Bet Big Brad, are you riding with me?
I am, yeah. There's nothing more American than baseball, apple pie, and betting the Iowa unders. I'm telling you right now. Until they convince me otherwise, I'm going to pick Iowa to win, and I am picking the under in all of their games. Period.
It's a hard logic to argue with at this point in our lives. Willie, what are you doing?
I'm taking Iowa to cover as well as the under. One point I wanted to make. So there's apparently like this subreddit that tracks like the average point per game that the Iowa offense scores, and like the comment was if they don't, average 25 points per game, they should fire Brian Ferentz. Obviously, they were at 24 last week, so the latest number they have to average is like 25.5 points a game going forward. So something to keep a note on. A nice running track list for this season.
I'm positive you already know about this, but it's also in his contract too. Did you know that?
I did not. I thought it was like some fan joke. I didn't know that was a legitimate. Is it like a reason to get fired, or is it bonus based?
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's done if he doesn't get 25.5. I'd have to double check this.
That's funny. I thought it was just a fan thing.
No, it's actually in his contract. Do you know what it is, Brad?
I thought they lowered his salary and then said you have to score 25. You have to average 25 a game to get a bonus to like make up for the difference or something like that.
That seems a little more Iowan to me. Like they wouldn't really fire a guy for not scoring enough points.
Did you guys hear in attendance?
I did hear. I did hear about that. Do you want to announce it to all the fans?
I don't. But Kirk Ferentz' response was like, "Cool, so will 60,000 other people."
Yeah, Trump is coming to the game. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it's in Iowa and it's an election year.
Oh. Is he gonna have an orange? Is he gonna have an orange jumpsuit on?
I'm not.
It'd be a very fair neutral color.
That's true. That's true. All right, I'm not going there though. Next game that we have on my side screen here, I have Northwestern versus UTEP. I forgot to put Michigan on there because I didn't change the side screen. So we do have to discuss Michigan versus UNLV first. Michigan favored by, this is the largest point spread of the weekend, 36.5 at home against the University of Las Vegas. Over under is set at 57.5. We're going to swing it over to Wilson first. What do you think is going to happen at the Big House this weekend?
First off, thoughts and prayers. I didn't realize Jim Harbaugh died. I want to take a moment out and pay my respects for that man. Sorry for the team. I didn't know what they were going through. So, 4 is up.
4 is up,
thoughts and prayers.
4 is up.
That's going to be the thumbnail for this episode, by the way, us holding our 4s up.
I took UNLV. A couple reasons. I think they're better than ECU. As well as I just don't think Michigan's that good. They're good. Don't get me wrong. Let's not get it twisted. They're a top 10 team, but I don't think they're the juggernaut that they're made out to be. And I'm going with the over.
Okay.
57.5.
Braddy the Batty, what are you thinking?
Oh, man. Michigan let me down last week. I'm not going to let it happen again. So I'm taking the Rebels with the points, and I'm taking the under because I don't know if the Rebels will actually be able to score or not. I just don't have Michigan scoring 36.5.
Okay. Would you consider it Michigan letting you down again if they do cover? Or is that UNLV's fault?
Nope, they would let me down again.
Okay. Because you said you weren't going to let it happen again, so it's still possible. I'm taking Michigan. I think they're going to win this game. I think that after is Jim back this week, or was it 3 games?
3.
He's dead. He's not coming back.
I forgot. Oh, bad, dude. I think that, excuse you, I think that after that first game, they're going to want to show a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. I think Mike Hart's the acting head coach this weekend, so maybe he's looking to put out some resume material this weekend against the Las Vegas. Is it Running Rebels? Is that their name?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take Michigan with all that fake information that I just said, and I'll take the under as well. I think it could be like 52-0, and that would be the under. All right. The game that I do have highlighted now on the screen is UTEP. They are favored at Northwestern. I said that correctly. UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, is favored at Northwestern. One of the worst teams in football is favored. That's how bad Northwestern is. Over-under is set at 38.5. Northwestern is catching a 1.5. Let's start with Brad. What's going to happen in this game for the Cats?
Yeah, I hate to do it. I really do. But I got to take UTEP. Laying the points at Northwestern. Northwestern just, I don't think they're bouncing back. And they looked atrocious, anemic on offense. It was painful to watch. And I picked them to cover last week. I thought, I wanted to roll with them, and I'm gonna back off this week. I'm going UTEP, and I'm going over, I guess, is what I have here. I don't know why, but that's what I said, and that's what I'm gonna keep.
You don't want to switch it?
Nope.
All right. That's a bet then. Wilson, what do you think is going to happen?
I do feel bad for Northwestern. I mean, they're going through some things, but I do think UTEP
They're going through it.
is going to cover pretty easily. I can see this being, like a 24-10 type game. So I got the under 38.5. I just don't think Northwestern can score very much.
Yeah. I disagree with both you guys. I think Northwestern is going to win this game. I'm taking the Cats. I'm going to ride with the Cats until further notice. I feel like at some point we're going to be getting some outrageous lines for the Wildcats, and one of these weeks they're going to have to cover. There's no way that they're going to get blown out every week. I originally took the over in the Iowa game, and then I had the under in this one because with both of these really small over-unders, I wanted to kind of be on both sides of the fence with this. You know what I mean, Wilson? But on this one, I actually originally had the under, and I'm kind of with you guys on this. I think it's going to stay under. I say you guys. Wilson said under, so I'm going to stay with that. I think it's like 24-10, but the Wildcats are going to win this game. So that's who I'm rolling with. All right. We got a couple more games left. How many games we got left? 4 more games. All right. We're on to Maryland. Maryland favored by 24.5 against Charlotte. Over under 51.5. I'll go first real quick. I love Maryland. I've been talking about them all week. Corey Dyches is my favorite tight end in the Big Ten. He's barely even a tight end. He's like one of the best wide receivers. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown last week. I think he could get 2 touchdowns this week. That's how confident I am in Corey. I think Maryland covers. I think it hits the over 51.5 because they're going to win by like 60. I found out, I was listening to a podcast today, that Towson is Coach Locke's alma mater. So I don't think they won by a lot because of that reason. So this week, I think that Mike's going to put it on them, and it's going to be like 60-3 or something like that. Maryland's going to be all over Charlotte. Over and Maryland. Let's go over to Wilson. What do you think?
I got Maryland to cover the 24.5. I just think they have a better defense than Charlotte. I'm also taking the
You just can't stop, can you?
horny ass school. I'm also taking the under 51.5. I don't have a good final score projection for you, but 51.5 seems a lot to me for Maryland.
Okay. Bet big? What do you say?
Man, I'm on the fence. I was going back and forth on this. You guys both took Maryland. I have Charlotte. So I guess I'm going to keep it that way, see if I can get a leg up on you guys on this one. 24.5 is a lot for Maryland. I love Tagovailoa. I like what they're doing, but I'm gonna try to be different on this one. I'm going to take Charlotte, and I got the under.
Okay. I like it. I think anytime you can gain a game on both of us, it's a good bet. Even if you lose it, it's like you had a chance, because either way, even if you lose it, all we did was tie each other, so it's not a bad bet. All right, we're going up to Minnesota. The kids from Ypsilanti are heading up there. Eastern Michigan, the Eagles are going up, and they are getting 20.5 points at Minnesota. The over-under is set at 47.5. We'll go right back to Brad. What's going to happen in this game for Eastern Michigan versus the Golden Gophers?
Again, I didn't get to see a lot of this, but based on how they played in game one, that's what I'm basing it off of. I didn't see Eastern play, but I like them getting 20.5, and I think 47.5 is too much. I'm going under.
All right, Wilson?
I got the exact same as my guy Brad, EMU in the under. That rock fight between Nebraska and Minnesota kind of scarred me with these points.
Okay. I am going to ride or die with you guys. I'm also taking EMU with the 20.5 points, and I will also go with the under 47.5. Fun fact, Eastern Michigan is used to Minnesota's running back, Sean Tyler, who used to go to Western Michigan. So, and he did not look good last week, by the way. I was unimpressed with him. I've said that a couple of times already. So maybe Eastern has a little inside information on how he runs and they shut it down a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. They keep it close, though. I think they keep it close enough. Like, Minnesota's defense is good, but I didn't see enough from their offense to see them winning a game by 3 touchdowns, even if it is a MAC school at this point. All right, going to Rutgers versus Temple. I still have the same screen that I had on from the last podcast, so it has some extra stuff on here, but that's all right. There's not that many people watching on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Rutgers minus 9.5. They're at home against Temple, and we have 44.5 for the over/under. We're going over to Wilson. Wilson, did you like what you saw from Rutgers last week?
Yes and no. I think they're going to struggle to score this year. I don't think they have much of a passing attack. I still got them to cover the 9.5 in this game, but I got the under 44.5.
Okay, Brad?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, they were doing what they did against Northwestern, which we are now made to believe is one of the worst teams in college football, unfortunately. But that said, I'm going to roll with them. I like Rutgers 28-17 in this game, which covers the 9.5 and makes it 45. So that's the over.
Wow. Did you just come up with that? Like on the fly? That was nice.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Good.
That was really nice. There's no way I could do math that fast. I'm going to take Rutgers in this game as well. I am surprised. I will say, going into the season, I did not think that I would see a line where Rutgers was favored by almost double digits against anybody. But I was actually one of the few that was a little more impressed with what I saw out of Rutgers. They came in focused. I mean, I know it was Northwestern, but they came in with a game plan and they were ready to go. And they won the game and they won it handily. And I think they'll do the same thing to Temple. I think they win this game by 2 touchdowns at least. And I'm also going to take the under because I don't think Temple's very good, so I don't think that they're going to score any. And if they do, it's just going to be a few. Maybe a late last-second field goal or something like that, but that's not going to be enough to cover the 9.5 points there. So Rutgers and the under. And our final game, one that a lot of people are talking about, is Wisconsin versus Washington State. You guys heard the tweet. Let me pull it. Well, what did he say again? I forgot. Who was that? Let me pull that back up. Who said this? Was it Spartan?
I said easy money.
MSU Lantern. I got to shout him out one more time because he's the only reason that I'm betting this. I'm taking Washington State plus the 6.5. He said it's crazy that they're getting that many points. I am still going to go with the under, though. 58.5 points is quite a few for any game. So just for that reason, I'm going to take the under. I have no other reason to take it. But I do think that this matchup's going to be a little bit tighter than even like what like Buffalo versus Wisconsin last week, for example. There was so many points in that game, and Wisconsin didn't really care if they scored. So they were just like, whatever, they got their 17 points and it ended up hitting the over. So for that reason, closer game. I think it'll be a little bit less scoring, but I do. I'm going to say I like Washington State, but really it was MSU Lantern that made me pick this. So Washington State in the under. We'll go back to, I think it's Brad right here. What do you think is going to happen?
Man, I love the confidence MSU Lantern has thrown out there. And I hope it happens. I just don't know anything about Washington State, man. I don't know what I want to do. This is a game time decision for me.
Really? Well, you have to tell me right now, though.
Oh. I can't wait.
Washington State's quarterback's name is Cam Ward and is about to light them up. So now you know something about them.
Are they, though? I mean,
I think he had 3 touchdown passes and like 450 yards in their first game.
They didn't cover.
But they were playing Colorado State though, so
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it. I got Wisconsin by 7.
you don't like
And
that. You don't even like that right now.
I don't. I'm gonna keep it though.
All right.
And I'm going under. 60 is too high for a Wisco team.
Okay. Wilson, are you going to be as begrudgingly picking in this as Brad was right there?
I am, only just because that guy's confidence shook me a bit, but I'm also taking Wisconsin to cover and the under. I think Luke Fickell will be the guardian of victory and get them to 2-0 this week.
The trifecta. He did the trifecta.
I didn't even catch that one. You had to point that one out to me. That was good. That's a good dude. This is a good performance for you today, man. I'm proud of you. On the road too. Wilson playing a road game today too. He's sitting in the hotel right now, man. Forgot the hat. He said,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, dude. I'm still gonna show up and I'm gonna show out today, man." That was great, dude. I'm proud of you.
I've been stewing on those comments for 3 days, though. I need to grow up.
Oh man, that was great. Guys, I'm going to the Texas-Alabama game on Saturday. Your thoughts on that?
That's exciting, man. I hope you have a blast.
I'm going to have a good time. Anything else that we need to cover before we take off here? Thanks for doing this again, guys. This has been fun, man. Week two. We got but 10 more after this, I think, right? Or 11 with the bye week. This has been fun, though. This was a fun episode.
Hopefully we make some better picks here.
Yeah.
We're not going to get any more listeners if we keep picking this terribly.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about this week, though. I think that we're going to hit a comeback. People are going to be chattering about our picks after this weekend. There's going to be some chattering going on. I'm feeling it.
I bet there is.
All right, boys. If there's nothing else, like I always say, subscribe if you're feeling this episode and you're still watching for some reason on YouTube. But otherwise, we'll see you guys in the future with no music. I'm going to stop doing the music, by the way.
Cool.
Laters.